Hello and welcome to Kathy's Corner. My name is Kathy Holt. I'm a partner and trainer with Stewardship Resources, LLC. If you are a church leader, a church bookkeeper, or anyone who has a say into how the church funds are allocated, then the subject today is directed toward you. Today, I will be talking to you about budgets, the importance of budgets, planning for a reasonable budget, and the benefits of using a budget responsibly. The first thing to talk about is why a budget is so important. The finance team at your church has a very important responsibility. Each person who has donated to your church has, in essence, given you a piece of their heart. And they are putting their trust in the finance team to make sure that wise choices are made as to how their donations are spent. A budget will map out the planned income and how you plan to spend that income. Now, a budget should also tell the story of your church's mission statement. Where is the heart of your church? What is the passion of your church? And what are the goals of your church? If you agree that a budget is a great idea, the next step is to plan a reasonable budget. Now, don't start by planning how the income will be spent. Instead, start by looking at the historical giving records to see how much income can reasonably be expected for the year that the budget is being planned for. Now, once you have a reasonably expected income amount, now you can plan how that income amount will be spent. Now, key words in planning a budget are you ready? Reasonable and realistic. For example, if historically $500,000 has been the average income, don't plan a budget for $700,000 in expenses. Consider budgeting some of that income into a savings plan for items such as expected or unexpected large repairs. Think about a new furnace, a new air conditioner, or maybe roof repairs. Large equipment purchases. Maybe you would like to grow the building or the campaign fund. And what about those ministry growth opportunities? Remember, a budget is a plan that can be adjusted, and plans can change if needed. As a word of caution, and here come those two words again, reasonable and realistic. Think about your home budget. Now, there are times when we've all had to readjust our personal spending. You name the reason, we've all been there. That being said, have faith that more income will come in than what historically has in the past. Absolutely. But don't include that amount in your budgeted income. And don't include that extra income in determining your budgeted expenses. Be prepared in advance for income abundance. Dream big. Dream about how the church can expand its ministry with that abundance of income. Plan how that abundance of income would reasonably be used. Be ready for it if and when an income abundance is realized. But, and this is a big but, don't include this as part of the planned budget. Let's move on to talking about the benefits of using a budget responsibly. It will build trust with your donors. Remember, They are watching how you spend their donations, their pieces of heart. Your financial reporting should let the donors see how their donations have been used. And using a budget responsibly will help you to know the state of your finances. You now have a measuring stick, so to speak. How is the actual income compared to the budgeted income? How are the actual expenses compared to the budgeted expenses? And using a budget responsibly will help you to know when and where to make adjustments to the current budget. For example, the different areas of ministry in the church have a budget for their expenses. And when used responsibly, they won't spend more than their budget. However, when the actual income coming in is less than the budgeted income, or perhaps there is an agreeable reason that a ministry's budget needs to be increased. Now, the challenge here is that it may be necessary to increase and or decrease another area budget. And these situations, of course, need to be handled carefully with much prayer and with much tact. What about when the actual income coming in is more than the planned income budget? The finance team might consider one of the following. Perhaps the different ministry areas of the church would request adjustments to increase their budget. Now, of course, there needs to be a real need or real reason to do so. And the finance team might consider putting aside some of the increase for those unexpected or expected large repairs. New furnace, air conditioner, roof repair. Does this sound familiar? Needed equipment purchases. They might decide to grow the building or capital improvements fund. Or what about those ministry growth opportunities? Or if the increase is substantial, maybe this is the time to look at your big dream plans. A budget is a very important and a very powerful tool. But a budget won't help much unless it is a reasonable budget that is responsibly used. Hopefully, I've given you some things to think about today regarding a budget. And if the big dream comments have piqued your interest, please check out the links to the Big Dream series in the resource section below. As always, it has been a pleasure to share this information with you today. If you have any questions or need some help, please feel free to reach out to me at the phone number or the email listed below. Please like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, God bless you and have a fantastic day.